I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 9/19/2024. We're going to keep rolling with these videos. As I start to get more momentum, I think it'll be easier to do. I did write some things down, so I want to try to stay on format and make this video in that 6-minute range or under. That's my goal, so we're going to try it. So I enjoy the mysteries of Mother Earth, the sun, the moon, the wandering stars, the constellations. I enjoy the cycles and the seasons. Last night there was a really beautiful harvest moon, and I had to look around for it. I've been going to bed early. That's something that I started doing probably 2 years ago, where I go to bed relatively early and then I wake up early in the morning, and I like that cycle for myself. So I went outside early in the evening, and it took me a minute because the moon was low on the horizon, but I did find it. It was a weird spot that I had to stand, and I looked at it for a little bit. I carry rocks with me now. Crystals are really important to me. I enjoy different crystals, and I've been holding them. They help me with stress, and they help me to kind of center myself when I'm not able to meditate. So yesterday I said I can hear it in the voice sometimes whenever I'm listening to something and I know immediately that I don't resonate with it. And it's almost like the frequency of the voice. And I have found, like, on any multimedia, anything that's mainstream, I almost feel ill when I start to hear it, and I can't handle it. And when people start talking about mainstream subjects when I'm around, I really just want out. Because I know, first of all, that nobody is going to really want to hear what I have to say. And for some reason, people want me to interject my stance on things. And I know that it's not going to go well. Not because of my articulation, but because, as I said, I think in my last video, a lot of my stances are completely against the pillars of our society. So whenever people start talking about things, they're, as I've said before, they're like on this level talking about things up here. And my stance is that what led us to there is the problem. And so that's difficult for me. And I'm not here to challenge. What I want to do, and what I have found through all of my difficulties that I've had to endure through, is that what I really have came out with is all I want to do is embrace love and the moment. I also thought about, so there's a danger in this. It's called confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance, where you don't allow dissenting ideas to come into your flow. And that is something that you should be aware of. But I have a different way about me. And what I have found is I spent a long time over the last 4 years really diving into subjects that I was interested in. And I did spend a lot of time learning about all kinds of different things. But I don't retain like a lot of people do. I've seen some really masterful people that can basically bring up words and sentences and ideas very fast in conversation. And when I'm really diving into those things, I'm pretty good at that as well. But after I have left that area of thought and area of education or educating myself, it's like it dissipates away, but the main theme stays there. So I'm not able to back up what my ideas are with references to these great thinkers or great ideas that came before me. All I have is where I landed. And I'm really good in the moment. So if I should have to get into some kind of articulation with someone, and I really want to be able to express my thoughts on it, I really need to go back and realign myself with it for me to be effective. Otherwise, I'm just saying, I don't really remember exactly, but it was about Socrates. So that doesn't really work because people want receipts. So I try to stay out of it altogether because I know I'm going to be completely different. So what I'm trying to do is embody love. That's what I want to do. And my definition of that, I've talked about a little bit, is really just organizing the unorganized. And that's different than what a lot of people think. I don't think it has anything to do with sex. I think that a lot of this comes from perseverance. That's really my story. I did have my entire life handed to me. I was a very privileged person. I grew up on a golf course that my father and mother owned, and I didn't have a bike. I had a golf cart. So I definitely had a lot of advantages. And now I'm 49 years old, and not only do I not have a golf cart, I don't have a car, I ride a bike. But I make no excuses for that. I realize where I am, who I am, why I am, and I am for today. I really focus on disciplines. Logic led me to love. Breathing and meditation kind of led me to logic. And I think silence is golden. And one of the most important things that you can bring is silence, and let people do their own thing and get to their own conclusions of things. So don't invite me to the party. I may bring the tent down. That's really my main. I know myself, and I am not good in public settings unless people know when I'm coming in what I'm going to be doing. So I'm trying to do my best to avoid those kinds of situations until fully necessary. And I do have to work. I work 6 days a week. So when I'm going into those settings, I really try to zip it up. That's really important for me. And when I hear things that are starting to affect my ability to keep that, because I'm an Aries, and I people that know me from my past, I like to lay out what I think, especially when I think things are being said that I just completely don't agree with. So I'm like trying to hold that zipper. So I try to move away and get into my own thoughts and let that be. And so that can be offensive to people because they're like, why is he walking away? I just wanted to talk about Trump. And I'm like, well, you don't want to hear what I have to say, I promise. So I will make do with gratefulness and accept what is and try to stay out of the way. If I am different, then that is what I am. So if you want to know how I got to this place, what I can tell you is I basically broke down all the pillars on social media and to my friends and loved ones. I talked about how money is evil. I talked about how time does not exist. I talked about how the way that we are living our lives is in complete contradiction to what I found to be truth, which is love. And I feel like the only way that we can actually get to that place where everyone is living in love is literally to tear it all down. You can still keep a lot of the luxuries, but it's very important to understand that whenever you take on a luxury in your life, it's a luxury in this material world. And when you embrace this material world, you are not embracing the purpose. And I find that purpose in like the Tao Te Ching and Wu Wei, doing what's necessary. Being attentive and keeping your attention and putting your intent into what is right in the moments that you're in, and doing that to the best of your ability. And that's what I resonate with. So I said I was going to keep this under 6 minutes. Totally not. I wrote down a bunch of stuff and then I added a bunch of conjecture. But I think that's about what I have to say today. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep moving with these videos. I hope everybody has a great day out there. Remind yourself as you move out into the world to be grateful for what you have and this opportunity to experience this life that we have. No matter how difficult it is, make do and do your best. And that's all I have. Do good, be good.